A graphics card is one of the most important components of a computer. It's responsible for displaying the image on your computer, and in gaming, depending on what card you have, it is extremely important for how well games can run on the system. There are many different graphics cards. There are dedicated graphics cards, which are the standalone, powerful graphics cards necessary for playing demanding games. These go into desktop builds and consoles, and there are also mobile GPUs inside the processor. You usually see these inside laptops and in handheld gaming devices like the Nintendo Switch. The three big GPU manufacturers are Nvidia, AMD, and Intel, though Intel hasn't made a consumer dedicated graphics card in years, and has since opted for laptop GPUs instead. Here's my graphics card. It is an AMD Radeon 5700 XT. It's a third-party model made by Gigabyte. I bought this card when it came out back in September of 2019. At that time, its MSRP was $420. Given the fact that graphics card prices will always go down with time, it wouldn't hurt to look at the price now. So let's take a look at Amazon, and this year-old mid-range graphics card is now nearly $1,000. Now, if you've been in the loop with PC hardware, you probably have noticed that graphics card prices have skyrocketed since 2020, and supply is shorter than ever before. Why is that? Well, today I'll be looking into the main causes of the ongoing graphics card shortages. The first major factor is something that has played into previous graphics card shortages, and that would be the rise of the cryptocurrency market. This has been a problem for the GPU market since 2017, when the value of Bitcoin increased astronomically. This got the attention of millions of savvy investors looking for a new way to make money. Now, I won't go into deep detail about how cryptocurrency mining works because I don't have the time, and to be honest, the knowledge to confidently tell you how it works. But what I do know is that cryptocurrency mining is very power consuming and is very demanding of powerful hardware. And this was when the first major graphics card shortage happened. Throughout 2018, it was getting more difficult to find a graphics card at its retail price because of new crypto miners buying them out of stock. Fortunately, once 2019 rolled around, the interest in graphics cards for crypto mining has cooled down because of the waning interest in cryptocurrency. At that time, the second major factor, that is probably the biggest factor we'll go through, is the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic. The supply of graphics cards was steady at the beginning of 2020. If you wanted a new graphics card, you were more than likely able to get it at retail price with no issues. But then, March came around, and with it, lockdown. Manufacturing for graphics cards halted at that point, and once lockdown began to ease, production began again, except it was significantly slowed down, getting less supply into the market at a time when people might be interested in a new graphics card during the lockdown. The effects of the COVID-19 pandemic on production and supply of graphics cards have been brutal, and this is a problem that will likely persist for most of this year as well. Third major factor of the GPU shortage is something that I will go over very briefly because there isn't much to it, but it is a very important factor. At the beginning of the year, the Trump administration included GPUs and motherboards on the tariffs of imports against China. Before December 31st, these PC components were excluded from tariffs, but that exclusion has since expired, and the effect of this tariff has seen a rise in price of new high-end graphics cards from Nvidia and AMD, up to 25% increase of price. The graphics cards affected are Nvidia's RTX 3000 series and the AMD Radeon 6800 and 6800 XT. Hopefully President Biden will repeal these tariffs, as it hasn't hurt China as much as it has hurt ourselves economically. The final major factor to the graphics card shortages is an issue plaguing all types of new hardware, and that is scalping. Scalpers are people who buy up any stock of something high in demand, be it a graphics card or a PlayStation 5, until it is out of stock, and then sell their stockpile of the systems at a significantly higher price to make a profit. This practice has become even easier with the fact that most of the stock can be ordered online. Scalpers have started using bots to instantly buy new Nvidia and AMD cards when they go on stock, eliminating any chance of a regular customer being able to purchase a graphics card at retail price. I talked to my friends to discuss their battle against the scalpers to get a new graphics card at a decent price, and here's what they had to say.
They're so hard to get because of mass just botting by the scalpers. And can't beat them, join them. Just ran a bot over in like a week and eventually got one.
Yeah, I noticed that you had like a bot that was like checking every website to see if they were in stock. And then would it automatically buy it, or would you have to buy it manually?
Well, there were two. There was the one that was checking stock on a bunch of different websites, and then there was just the Amazon one that would auto buy it, and that's the one that ended up working.
Ah, okay. Well, I'm glad you got your graphics card, so you didn't have to pay like, how much are the scalpers demanding for them? Like around
Like twice the price.
Yeah, like 3080 at launch is like $800, and they're trying to put them up to like $1,500 now.
Yeah,
Ridiculous.
Scalping has become a huge issue, and retailers have not found a secure way to solve the problem. With the implementation of waiting lists and CAPTCHA, websites like Amazon, Newegg, and Best Buy have completely failed to prevent these products from getting into the hands of scalpers instead of regular consumers. Well, I think that's it. Most of the major issues concerning the graphics card shortages have been addressed, and I don't know what else to say at this point except for the fact that these issues will be resolved eventually. With vaccinations for COVID-19 now available to the public, a new administration that will hopefully reverse the tariffs for GPUs, and the hopeful return of retail shopping to curb the scalpers from the online-only sales of graphics cards, this isn't the first graphics card shortage I've seen, and hopefully it won't last for much longer. Thank you for watching.